this country until you are how old?
35.
35.
5.
You cannot. But my Bible starts by telling me, and I want us to read again. It tells me that this man by the name of Josiah, when he was 8 years old, he became a king. I have a problem with that statement. Why? Because this boy becomes a king at 8 years old, when in the same country we've got people who are even older than himself. Now, assume what would happen. I know this is the season of elections in our churches. What would happen in a business meeting duly called by the church to announce the results of the nominating committee, and the first elder of Faith International is an 8-year-old? I know that will be the first and the last agenda of that business meeting. We cannot stand it. We cannot allow it. How can you do it? Does it mean inamaanisha hakuna wanaume wa hii kanisa? Does it mean there are no other men in this church? But my Bible tells me that a boy who was 8 years old, he became a king. How did he become a king? You realize by then the children of Israel had their kings according to a family lineage. My father becomes the king. So my brother will become the next king. His son will be the next king. All that kind of stuff. So in this case, you come and realize that Josiah was a son of a former king who is called Ammon. Ammon was a son of a former king who was called Manasseh. Manasseh was a son of another king. And so it happened that he became a king not because the people elected him, of which they could not, but he became a king because the father died. How did the father die? The Bible tells me, we're not going to read about the history. The two kings who were before Josiah were evil kings who did worse things in the history of the children of Israel. A good example is Manasseh. Manasseh is the king who is credited with killing the prophet Isaiah. And you know how he did it? He said, Isaiah, come on here. Do you have a sword, Usumeno? Yes. They have to cut him out. We are not cutting him out today. We are going to saw the prophet of God in two. So assume, just figure out, keep it in your mind, sawing a person like meat they do in the butchery. That was King Manasseh. He did so much evil before the eyes of God that the king who came after him also did so much evil to the point God rejected both of them. But the other king, who was now the father of Josiah, he was killed by those people who were his guards. And so by this time now, Josiah becomes the king at 8 years old. I believe you cannot expect anything brilliant. You cannot expect anything serious from an 8-year-old. Sister Gideon was standing right here, talking about how the church should be in a position to help these people, these young kids. But parents, I have seen it, I have heard it in my own ears, that when the kids are having their church back here, when the kids are singing, when the kids are being taught, and we the older people are seated right here, we would always say, I don't know whether it happens in this church. Yes, it does. We see these kids as troublemakers, as people who do not have a right to be inside the church. The church belongs to us old people. We are more sensible. We are more serious. We can do more stuff than these kids. But my Bible tells me, the God of Israel, the God